All right, the Utah Jazz get another win tonight. It was in Sacramento. This is Hanson James. This is the SLC Dunk postgame show. Another nice win for the Jazz. I know the Kings are actively trying to lose games, but it was a solid win for the Jazz. It's teams like this that players like De'Aaron Fox and Bogdanovich can get hot and give you problems, and the Jazz just had a nice solid win tonight. And I think one of the big things the Jazz wanted to do tonight was as little effort as possible and get a win. The perfect scenario is if you blow the Kings out and then in the halfway through the third you can just rest guys. Credit to the Kings who did not allow that to happen. The Kings have some really nice players. We'll talk about the Kings just a little bit, and then we'll talk about the Jazz. I like some of the young players on the Kings. Bogdanovich is really, really good. He is going to be a solid player for the Kings, and De'Aaron Fox is fun. I'm a big fan of De'Aaron Fox. I think they might have a backcourt to build around. If the Kings can get lucky and maybe get top 3 pick and come out of that draft with Doncic or DeAndre Ayton, all of a sudden this is a team that's pretty solid, and then they can just build and go and become really good. You know, it's up to the Kings that if they can develop a player to become solid, but there's a lot to like. Bogdanovich can shoot the lights out. That guy is going to be really nice. He has a thing where he challenges Rudy Gobert, and he got Rudy Gobert like 2 or 3 blocks tonight. He's got to learn not to do that. But his shooting is really special. And De'Aaron Fox, my gosh, every time he drives to the hoop, I think it's going in. That guy is so fast. He's lightning. Really fun player and really nice team that at some point might become really good. I think the Kings, for whatever reason, have maybe figured out the draft process and the tanking process. They might be getting there. For the Jazz, they just look better and better and better. They really came out of that All-Star break in a funk. And you could just tell those first 3 games, like they struggled to beat the Mavericks. And I know Dirk Nowitzki hates the Jazz and always tries to beat them, but I mean, the Jazz have just looked at like in a funk, and they looked really great yesterday against the Wolves, and they got the nice win against the Wolves. And tonight they get the nice win against the Kings. This is just going to allow them to get more and more wins. They're going to play Orlando, I believe, next, and all of a sudden the Jazz might be starting another big win streak. So exciting stuff for the Jazz and for Jazz fans. I honestly believe like last night's altercation has bonded this team together. They are going to just grow from what they went through last night. It's going to build more team chemistry. They have got some really special things going on just as a team. We just need other teams to lose for the Jazz to make it up. And you know what? Denver keeps winning, but don't just count out the Spurs and the Timberwolves to stay in the playoffs. People are forgetting those guys. Like the Timberwolves lost Jimmy Butler. The Spurs aren't getting Kawhi, and they keep losing and losing. You know, it would be no surprise that if the Timberwolves just keep losing and the Jazz find their way in the playoffs in an alternate route than we thought. You know, Denver may just not lose that many games. But you know what? It just takes one of those teams to fall out and the Jazz to make it in. And the Jazz have a really nice schedule right now that's going to help them win a lot of games. They've got to beat these bad teams. They've got to do what they did tonight. Beat the bad teams. Play well against teams that aren't very good. And at the beginning of the year, they didn't really do that, but part of that was because of injuries. I mean, but Rudy Gobert is a superstar. He's a top 15 player in the league. And when Donovan Mitchell is hitting that 3-point shot like he was tonight, he's unstoppable. The crazy thing about Donovan Mitchell is that he's going to get better. He's going to get better every year. It's insane. He is so talented. And when that pull-up 3-point shot is falling, he's unguardable. I don't know how you guard him because he's so fast. He finishes at the rim so well, and he can pull up from anywhere, and he has that lightning release. He's phenomenal. So the Jazz have like 2 top 15 players when they're playing at their best, and that makes for a playoff team. It's no wonder the Jazz are just so good since Rudy's returned. Steven Lorscher, those T-Wolf starters have to be getting tired. Too many minutes. Absolutely, and they don't have Jimmy Butler, and Tibbs overplays them. So Tibbs might be doing us a favor. Go Tibbs. You know, go ahead and get in fights with Jay Crowder if that's what you do. But keep playing them. Keep wearing them out because the Jazz are coming for you, and they're struggling. And the Thunder are struggling. Don't sleep on the Thunder falling out. They are barely beating really bad teams. And when they play good teams, they aren't winning. So the Jazz have a very clear route to the playoffs. They've got to keep winning. They've got to beat these bad teams. They're not going to go undefeated the rest of the year. But if they can beat the bad teams and if they can beat the Pelicans in a few games, Big time stuff. So really nice showing from the Jazz. Just beat the bad teams. They really played well. It was kind of a nice win to just give them more practice time in a lot of ways against a team that's actively trying to lose. So very nice win for the Jazz. Guys, like and subscribe this channel. Please do it. I would love you for that. Make sure you go to slcdunk.com, follow and read all the articles because they're great. Also go to slcdunk on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and follow the stuff. Taylor Griffin's doing awesome stuff. He's the man. And Michael Lohman is running and writing just great stuff, and the SLC Dunk staff is awesome. So make sure you follow all of them. My name's Hanson James on Twitter. You can follow me. We'll talk to you later. Oh, by the way, Kings, can you send us Skal Labissiere? Because I would love him to be on the Jazz. Talk to you later.